Okay, we are live and bring the Development Review Committee meeting to order. First, we're going to do roll call. Eric Sherritt, Community Development Director.
John Matuano, City Engineer.
Anthony Ciotti, City of Laverne.
Thank you. This is the time set aside for public comment. Anything not on the agenda, anybody wishing to address the Development Review Committee on anything not on the agenda, this is the time and place to speak that now. Anybody that wishes to submit public comment may do so by emailing at planning@cityoflaverne.org, and those emails will be read. The city has recently, after the posting of this agenda, changed our policy. So future meetings, any public comment that's received in writing by email will be part of the permanent record and distributed to committee members prior to the meeting, provided they're received prior to the meeting. And anybody wishing to participate during public comment during the meeting will need to email in their phone number so we can call them in and they can speak directly during the meeting. So that's just a clarification for future meetings. So I have not received any emails on public comment for the meeting. So I'm going to give it 10 seconds, make sure nothing else comes in. Okay, nothing's received, so we'll move on to the first item on the agenda this morning, which is a continued item from the last meeting, which is a proposed office building and new warehouse, or remodel to an office building and new warehouse at 2663 Sierra Way. This project is not quite ready to be reviewed. The applicant's still waiting to submit some plans. So staff is recommending that this item be continued to the August 4th Development Review Committee meeting.
So
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I am to the next one. This is a conditional use permit for Cafe One to upgrade their beer and wine license to actually your applicant is on here, Gabe.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Fong, you're on the call now. You can mute or turn off your YouTube video and unmute your device so that we can hear you, please. Just want to make sure you're there and you can hear us okay. All right, well, I've asked to unmute, so we'll move forward and hopefully she can join us. Hi, Fong, are you there? All right. We'll move forward anyways, and hopefully she could join us. I know that planning intern Gabriel Rivera has his staff report. Following after this, Gabe gives his report. Committee members might have some questions of you. You have an opportunity to ask us questions, and then otherwise we will be making a recommendation on this application onto the Planning Commission, which actually will be meeting tomorrow night on Zoom as well. So with that, Gabe, you want to give your report?
Sure. So today we'll be looking at case number 54-20 CUP at 2316 D Street, a request to obtain a conditional use permit to upgrade Cafe Wang's beer and wine license to a Type 47 liquor license. The applicant, Fang Wang, is requesting approval for a conditional use permit to upgrade their beer and wine license to a Type 47 liquor license at 2316 D Street. Cafe Wang is a restaurant that has been in Laverne since 2016, and the restaurant is located within the Old Town Laverne specific plan, which requires approval of a conditional use permit for the on-site sale of alcohol. The applicant previously received approval for the on-site sale of beer and wine in 2016 under case number 4-16 CUP. Cafe Wang is located at 2316 D Street, which is in the historic core retail district of the Old Town Laverne specific plan. They focus on serving modern interpretations of classic Chinese dishes while only using high quality ingredients. The Old Town Laverne specific plan permits the on-site sale of beer, wine, and spirits in conjunction with an eating establishment when a conditional use permit has been granted. All restaurants with on-site sales of beer and wine must comply with the state alcohol beverage control regulations, and the sale of alcohol must be incidental to that of food service. The Laverne Municipal Code limits hours of operation for the business between 6 a.m. and midnight, which Cafe Wang's hours of operation will continue to follow the limits set in the municipal code. Alcohol beverage control allows alcohol to be served from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Staff has included a condition of approval limiting the hours for alcohol sales to 6 a.m. to midnight daily for the restaurant. On June 9th, 2020, the applicant Fang Wen submitted a conditional use permit application to upgrade Cafe Wang's alcohol license from a Type 41 license, which is the beer and wine license, to a Type 47 license. A Type 47 authorizes the sale of beer and wine and distilled spirits for the consumption of the licensee's business. Also, the Type 47 license allows for the sale of alcohol for consumption off the licensee premises. The business must maintain suitable kitchen facilities and must make actual and substantial sales of meals for consumption on the premises. A Type 47 license also allows minors to be on the premises. There are no exterior or interior modifications being proposed at this time. Cafe Wang is located on D Street, just north of 3rd Street, and is within the historic core retail district of the Old Town Laverne Specific Plan. The surrounding land uses vary from restaurants and retail stores to residential. To the north and east of the subject property are restaurants and other retail service businesses. To the east is a city-owned parking lot and a multifamily residential. To the south is a mix of restaurants, stores, and the University of Laverne campus. The proposed upgrade to Cafe Wang's liquor license should not impact the existing commercial and residential uses found in the surrounding area. The police department was also contacted and verified that there have been no issues at this business and they have no reason to not support this request. Staff recommends that the Development Review Committee recommend approval to the Planning Commission of case number 5420 CUP based on the findings of the attached draft resolution number 1264 and the proposed conditions of approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. Committee members have any questions?
I have one. On the license is 47, that allows for off sale also. So somebody can walk into the restaurant, buy a bottle of something and walk out with it.
Correct. That's right.
I think that's the standard for that type of license, actually. And right now, in this time of COVID, actually anybody's allowed to sell to-go orders, no matter what kind of license they have. But on a permanent issue, other locations such as Lawrenceburg, I know has a Type 47, which allows for bottled sales, things that were closed, not open containers, but open closed containers.
Okay. Thank you.
And we lost the applicant, so no other committee member questions?
No questions.
Okay, is there a motion to recommend approval to the planning commission?
So moved.
For a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Gabe. You can leave now.
All right, thank you.
And I'm gonna bring in the applicant for the next item.
Hello.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good. Okay, well, we're gonna move forward with your project. As you know, I will give a brief staff report, and the committee members might have questions. So hopefully you can answer if you do. And then you can ask any questions you might have, and then hopefully we can do an approval for you this morning. So Maya, you have your report?
So ULB is proposing to redevelop the site of the former modular building at 1915 3rd Street into an outdoor event space. Just a bit of background. The modular building was originally approved under a CUP by the Planning Commission in June 2007. It was intended for a short period of time, but they did receive several extensions. And it was eventually removed in December 2019 after the grand opening of the Ludwig Center. So phase 1 of the University Master Plan does identify the demolition of the modular building and its replacement with the North Mall. And then eventually in phase 2 of the master plan, the area is planned to be a student plaza. So consistent with both the North Mall use of phase 1 and the student plaza use in phase 2, the university is proposing to redevelop this site into an outdoor event space. It's an approximately 20,000 square foot area. It'll be mostly landscaped to be open space with some benches and a pergola. So currently the site consists mostly of dirt and mulch in the immediate area where the modular building used to be located. It is surrounded by grass, some palm trees, and some planter areas that have water efficient landscaping. So the university is proposing to fill a majority of the area with decomposed granite and then maintain the rest of the landscaping. They will infill a few of the sparse areas of the planter areas with additional water efficient landscaping that will essentially match the same water efficient landscaping that's featured at the Ludwig Center and at the site of the former Interfaith Chapel. There is a small concrete walkway at the southern end of the site that will be demolished. It previously led to an ADA ramp that led to the modular building, but now it just leads to nowhere, so they will be removing that. They're planning to add approximately 6 benches that will match the style of benches that they have elsewhere on the campus, as well as an approximately 750 square foot pergola. The pergola is planned to be 15 feet deep by 50 feet wide. It'll be located on the western edge, closer to Woody Hall. Right now, the pergola is proposed to be either wood or vinyl construction. They haven't finalized those details because they don't plan to construct it immediately, just due to the financial impacts of COVID-19 that the university is currently experiencing. But they do plan to make the other improvements immediately, assuming it's approved by DRC. So that way they can have it in place before the start of the school year in August 2020. So an EIR was prepared as part of the master plan. And so projects including the proposed North Mall and Student Plaza were evaluated, and those mitigation measures have been incorporated into the conditions of approval. So with that, staff recommends that the DRC approve case number 57-20 PPR based on this staff report and the findings in the draft conditions of approval.
Thanks, Matt. Committee members have questions?
A couple. The wood versus vinyl, does that have to come back to us for review, or do we care at this stage of the game?
We don't have the details on this. No, I had another question on the same structure and the height of the structure, but I think we have the ability today to require to either come back or to allow staff to review it at a staff level before we issue permits.
Okay.
I mean, it just really depends on your comfortability of wanting to see the actual details, because we don't have a cut sheet or a detailed sheet on this pergola at all.
They have the elevations and plan view, so it is
Oh,
11
It's
feet
a
in height.
lattice looking.
Yeah, lattice.
Well, I guess then if your concern is the material and you want to be specific about which material you would like to see, you can make that recommendation as well.
All right, next question. You have 6 or 7 plant materials. Can you pronounce all those words? I can only do one. I understand the stage. Can you describe it in what they look like? Don't bother. Don't answer.
It's like Google Sport. Any other questions?
That was it.
Larry, did you have any questions of us?
Nope, I'm good.
So I know that we, at the northeast corner of this area is where the, I forget the name of it, the tent that was up,
The Magulus tent.
the Magulus tent.
So they're not moving forward with that. The original, they had the original one, which was damaged due to the weather, I believe. And so they were planning to replicate it, basically have it constructed here so that way it can meet the fire department standards. But I believe they decided to just move away from that idea altogether. So I think, Larry, the plan is just to keep that concrete pad there, just have it empty.
Right.
Okay. So provided that we are okay with the pergola, then there's no reason that anything would need to come back to this committee for this area. Okay. So Dominic, did you want to expand on that?
I would let the staff come back. I know my preference is like aluminum wood, something lasts long. The wood will only be a number of years. If they have any vines or anything, because I don't know what those materials were that they're talking about here. If they got vines and stuff like this, it's going to deteriorate quickly. And I know when we review other buildings and patio covers, we look at it in more detail. So if Eric, if you feel your staff is confident, your confident staff to get something that's lasting in there and making it look like wood.
Yeah, I think Larry, you could probably speak. I mean, you're going to pick a material that is economically going to last you a long time, correct?
Yes, yeah, I did put on the drawings wood or vinyl, and I think we're pushing more vinyl just because we haven't really discussed it anywhere. I would push for vinyl because the wood is just, I mean, it isn't sustainable. We don't want to have to replace it in a few years once we get to that point. But I don't see this thing being built for a couple of years or so. I think we're gonna have to probably get an extension on this because I think it's only good for a year, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is just really a landscape detail on this plan. I don't know that we'd have to come back if you want to do that. I think we could condition it now that we would allow that to be built just as at a staff level only and not require DRC review again. So that way,
Yeah.
at the minimum, you just file a simple, precise plan that could be a staff level review opposed to coming to DRC if you are outside the 2 years from now, basically.
Agreed.
Okay,
So, so we can make a condition that basically not be wood, that it be a more durable material that's used for the construction of it. And I think that aligns with what the university probably wants anyway, so.
right.
Got a condition and a condition that, that if it's built in the future, that it can be reviewed at a staff level versus coming back to DRC. All right, so with those changes, no other comments, is there a motion?
Move approval of those changes.
All those favor? Aye. All right, so you're approved, Larry. Congrats and good luck.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good day. Bye.
Okay, are there any other items for this committee at this time? Let's see the agenda. Okay, we are adjourned at 9:18 a.m. Thank you, everybody.
Fastest one ever.